So I thought my guest was going to be joining for this stream, but I don't think he is now, unfortunately. But anyway, I've changed my shirt because that jumper was getting so hot earlier. But yeah, welcome everybody to what is, yet another stream today. And we're now on to match week 6 of the season review of League One this season. And we begin with none other than a fantastic result. That's all I'm going to put down right there. In fact, I may as well, once my freaking FOTMob loads. Oh my God, stop being a melt. Okay, thank you. Anyway, we now move on to match week 6 of the review of the season series of League One of Plymouth Argyle season, and for this one, we actually start off with a belter of a game for round 6. We begin at Home Park with this magnificent win over Bolton. I'm now going to be playing the highlights of this in the background. But yeah, a brilliant 2-0 win for Plymouth Argyle over Bolton Wanderers in round 6 of 46. A breathtaking win this was, honestly. And I couldn't have been happier. I'm really annoyed I didn't go to this game at the end, but it is what it is. Obviously, I was still studying my Masters at the time. But yeah, a 2-0 win. That's, you can look at two different ways. It's Bolton's second defeat of the season. It's our 4th win of the season, as we've lost 2 games already, Fleetwood away and Charlton away. Bolton have a missed chance there, but that Forest Green away performance finally put an end to our away day hoodoo of being annoying. And we return home for round 6. And look at that. Body strength from Niall Ennis to zoom past Bolton's defence, 1-0 to the mighty Argyle. Now, unlike our previous 2 home games against Barnsley and Peterborough, where we absolutely outclassed them, Bolton weren't too bad, in my opinion, at Home Park. They played a lot better at Home Park than both Posh and Barnsley did. And Bolton had a lot of chances in this game as well, I can't lie. But they did miss them all. Hence why we also won 2-0. But moment, please. Here's Bolton on the attack again. Here's Dion Charles, who proves to be Bolton's top scorer this season. Cooper makes a fantastic save. And this result also is just, again, another summary of our amazing home form from this season. Now, I got this prediction completely wrong, and I'm very annoyed with myself at it. And here's Ryan Hardy, zooms the ball past James Trafford, bottom left corner, to seal the win for us boys in green. Plymouth's 4th win of the season. Clinical as you like, if you want to put it that way. But I know the player ratings for Bolton might say otherwise here, but honestly, I did not think they were that bad. And look at the amount of chances they had. And that's what I mean. They played a lot better at Home Park than both Barnsley and Peterborough did together. We outclassed both Barnsley and Peterborough at Home Park this season. But yeah, no. It was a deserved win at the end. And this was the week I finally met Harvey England. I was meant to meet him at this game, but I couldn't go to the game because of my Masters. My Masters project on the Isle of Wight, so I couldn't go, unfortunately. If I had the time, I would have done, but This is the final of 3 home games that I missed out on this season. The rest of the home games, after this point onwards, I was there. But yeah, a brilliant 2-0 win over Bolton. Oh, fuck off. Oh, my God. Bear with me, guys. I did not expect freaking fixture list to be an absolute pain in the arse and just expire itself. Oh, bear with me. But no, while I'm setting that up again, no, basically we are, well, if you want to put it this way, Bolton played a lot better at home park than both Barnsley and Peterborough did put together. But no, I was going to say, my predictions for this was completely wrong. And this is only because, first of all, I wasn't sure how long our home form would last, only to find out it was absolutely amazing. But second of all, I thought Bolton would bounce back, I can't lie, after their defeat to Sheffield Wednesday at home. And I can't lie, I predicted a 2-0 Bolton win because I genuinely thought they'd bounce back and I thought we would be hitting the doldrums again after our inferior start. But the boys proved me wrong. The boys proved me wrong in what was a fantastic 2-0 win for us over Bolton. And that, I believe, moves us up to 4th in the league with results elsewhere as Bolton fall to their 2nd defeat of the season. But yeah, no, I got the prediction completely wrong. I thought Bolton would actually win this, but no, I got completely proved wrong by the boys. And yeah, no, a brilliant 2-0 win. And deservedly so. Deservedly so, despite the fact that Bolton were much better at home park than both Barnsley and Peterborough put together. And again, like I see here, the stats don't lie. So yeah, Bolton actually weren't that bad at home park this season. I have to give them credit for that. So we'll move on now to the second game that I've got lined up, where Ipswich dropped points. Yep, that's right. Ipswich hosted Barnsley at Portman Road. Barnsley looked to put their 3-0 home defeat to Wycombe behind them with a fantastic point for them at Portman Road, as Ipswich struggled to beat a top team again. Now, this was a good point for Barnsley. I got this wrong as well for predictions. I predicted 2-1 Ipswich, but Ipswich took the lead regardless with a fantastic free kick from Connor Chaplin. And then Barnsley tried to return the favour with their own free kick. That didn't go quite to plan, as Barnsley whip it in regardless. But they do find the equaliser. Anyway through Aitchinson. Regardless, though, Barnsley gave Ipswich a game in this game. They really gave Ipswich a game. No wonder it ended 2-2. But this is the first time Ipswich have dropped points since their opening game of the season, ironically at home against Bolton. Because ever since then, they've beaten Forest Green. Then they beat MK. Then they beat Burton. Then they beat Shrewsbury. They did take the lead once more, thanks to captain Sam Morsey, to make it 2-1. But Barnsley weren't giving up at all. What a header. What a header from Styles to make it 2-2. I got this prediction wrong because I predicted Ipswich to win this game. And that did not happen, did it? So there we are. And yeah, Ipswich dropped points against their second so-called test of the season after drawing 1-1 with Bolton on opening day. But no, I got this wrong. In my predictions. I predicted 2-1 Ipswich, so I was close, but not close enough. Oh yeah, I forgot to let me just go back on FOTMob a second. But Lee Evans got given man of the match. That's frustration for Ipswich anyway, because they dominated most of the game. Possession, total shots, big chances. Barnsley were better on expected goals. And then Ipswich won on the passing accuracy as well. Okay. Actually, I forgot to show you. I know that'll change because of results elsewhere, but apart from us and Bolton, this was the table after round 5. Ipswich, Peterborough, Portsmouth lead the way. We were fifth. After our Forest Green win. So Wednesday were 4th. We were 5th. Charlton was 6th, and Bolton was 7th. I think Bolton was 7th, if I rightly remember. I'm going to get it quickly back up on my phone a second. But I know Bolton and Derby were right next to each other. They were absolutely right next to each other. In the battle for 7th for the time being. Yeah, Bolton was 7th, Derby were 8th, and then the rest is as followed, with Burton, Morecambe, MK Dons and Cheltenham bringing up the rear. Burton and Morecambe not winning a single game yet. But as you can see here, Ipswich have not lost a game yet. So this draw with Barnsley is yet another draw for them. With that draw then for Ipswich, that gives the chance for both Pompey and Peterborough to overtake them in the table. But Peterborough faced a tough test themselves, which I'm going to take you to now. Peterborough faced Derby in what was the second of the relegated championship sides facing each other already this season. And Derby prevailed, and it was a terrific result for Derby because if you think about it, they've just drawn their last 2 games, away to Shrewsbury and away to Fleetwood. A letdown for Peterborough, because with that Ipswich draw, this would have been a chance for Peterborough to go to the top of the table after their amazing home wins over Sheffield Wednesday and Lincoln. But no, Peterborough have a really disappointing game here, despite that error there from Wildsmith that nearly gave Posh the lead. But here's Hurahan. Bergstrom did well to keep that out then, as Derby tried to take the lead. But I'll tell you what, as this is Peterborough's second defeat of the season, this just showed that, first of all, they had work to do, and second of all, they're finally level with us on defeats. Derby, they've so far lost 1 to Charlton, drawn 2 with Shrewsbury and Fleetwood, and then won their other 2 at home against Oxford and Barnsley. And we see a red card. A red card in the match that sends Thompson off for Posh. Thompson sent off. Peterborough down to 10 men. But the 10 men take the lead. I think that was the only positive from Peterborough in this game, is that the 10 men took the lead. But Derby would have other ideas. And this is a welcome return in form for Derby, considering Their away form has been 2 draws and a defeat, and their other 2 games were at home, and they won them both. So like us, Derby, as it stands, well, this was us for most of the season anyway, but Derby are much better at home than they are away, as they equalise there. And then David McGoldrick, who's just announced himself to move to Notts County for next season. David McGoldrick provides the winner as Derby go back to winning ways, and a huge win for what was Liam Rosenior's side back then. No, that was a brilliant win for Derby, and Peterborough suffer their 2nd defeat of the season, which just shows that the table really is tight already after 6 games. And yeah, apart from, Derby better team all game. Look at that. So that just shows that Peterborough did well to take the lead, to be honest. So there we go. There we go. So yeah, no, that's a very good win for Derby at the end. So I will now update that on the table for the table here. Two 2-1 Derby. How did I do for my predictions for this match? Oh my God, I got it spot on. Get in. Did I really predict 2-1 Derby for this game? I actually got it spot on. Get in. Nice one. Anyway, moving on to the 4th game of 12 for round 6, where we head to Adams Park in another possibility playoff/promotion clash. Wycombe hosting Charlton, which ended up being a bang average 1-1 draw. But Raksaki continuing to impress for Ben Garner's side on what it was back then. So yeah, Wycombe versus Charlton for their round 6. It ended 1-1. Interestingly enough, these two teams eventually finished 9th and 10th in the table, and Wycombe took the lead immediately thanks to a fantastic strike than none other than Anis Mehmeti. 1-0 to the Chairboys. No, Wycombe took the lead thanks to a brilliant strike from Mehmeti. And then, of course, it was none other than Raksaki that equalised for Charlton in the top right corner. 1-1. So Raksaki continuing to impress for Charlton this season, on loan from one of Charlton's arch rivals, Crystal Palace. Wallacott producing a fantastic save to deny Wycombe a second. But it's interesting because these two finished right next to each other in the table at the end in 9th and 10th place. So, therefore, why am I not surprised that these two finished right next to each other and then drew 1-1 in this and later on in the season at the Vale? I think Charlton would be the happier side considering they were away from home, but they would have wanted to bounce back after that disappointing draw at home against Cambridge last time. Wycombe, yeah, they would be the more happier side because Wycombe just came off from a fantastic 3-0 win over Barnsley at Oakwell. So they would have wanted to capitalise on that, but in my famous words, no, they didn't. So there, yeah, that sums that up, really. They didn't capitalise on their Barnsley win. So yeah, 1 apiece between these two. And my prediction for this game was again spot on. How the hell did I come up with 1-1 for this? Mad. Fair play. Charlton had the more possession. Oh, no wonder it was a draw. Charlton had some better parts here, and then Wycombe had the expected goals and the total shots. I don't know how I predicted 1-1 because I bet most people would have predicted a Wycombe win after their Barnsley performance. And Charlton's home draw with Cambridge. But as I knew Charlton were up there, especially when they battered us, that's why I ended up going with a draw. But I did get this spot on. I said it would be 1-1. And this game, along with Derby's win over Peterborough, are the only two games I got spot on for this round. So I will update that on what's the name now, if I can find it anywhere. But yeah, it ended 1-1 between these two. Nothing separating Ben Garner and Gareth Ainsworth. And also, to connect the two managers together, neither of them lasted at their clubs for the rest of the season. I mean, to be fair, Wycombe fans were unlucky with losing him to QPR. Ainsworth, this is. But Charlton, on the other hand, decided to sack Ben Garner, which I thought was the most ridiculous sacking of the season, in my honest opinion. And we'll get to that later on in the season as well. But yeah, it ended 1-1 between these two. Wycombe failing to capitalise on their magnificent Barnsley win. Charlton, a second consecutive draw in a row after drawing with Cambridge at home, which was disappointing for them. But to get a draw at Wycombe, they will probably take it. Which moves us on to our next game. Which I call the Cotswolds Derby, or the A40 Derby. As Cheltenham hosted Oxford. Cheltenham looking to build from their first win of the season against Exeter. But Oxford had other ideas. And yeah, as you can see on FOTMob there, guys, this is Oxford's second win of the season. So yeah, they'll be happy with this. Can't lie, I can't stand Oxford's away kit this season. The white kit that it just doesn't look good on them at all. In fact, I hardly rate any of Oxford's kits this season, I can't lie, with the yellow being by far the best, probably. But no, their kit last season was so much better, in my honest opinion. But yeah, I call this match the A40 Derby, or the Cotswolds Derby. It was Perry for Cheltenham that actually gave Cheltenham the lead. And Cheltenham actually looked to build on their magnificent win at Exeter last time out, their first win of the season. But Oxford equalised almost immediately, thanks to starman Cameron Brannigan. Cheltenham looking to hold on here at sponsorship reasons, the completely Suzuki Stadium. But it's called Welland Road. Interestingly enough, Oxford went down to 10 men in this game because Bowden got sent off. Here's Brannigan once more. Alfie May just in front of him. Oxford hit it just over the goal. Oh, they got a penalty. They got a penalty. How did they manage that? Oh, okay. Oxford's number 9 was brought down. He came on, Matt Taylor. Came on from the bench. He was brought down, and Oxford got a penalty as a result of that. And it's Cameron Brannigan again that converts it to win the game for Oxford. And that is Oxford's second win of the season. So from their point of view, and especially from Jack Ward's point of view, they will hope, from their point of view, they would have hoped to be up and running now after this win, but they weren't. Either way, though, this is a very good win for them. And Cheltenham with a lot of work to do. After winning against Exeter to then falling behind again against Oxford. And then another red card is shown. Ellis Chapman, Cheltenham's midfielder, is sent off. So it's now a 20-man game. And that was the end of it. Oxford's 2-1 winners. Oxford's second win of the season. And yeah, well, they dominated Cheltenham in pretty much every aspect except for big chances. So, yeah, fair play to them. Fair play to them. Now, I think I got this wrong in my predictions. I think I said Cheltenham to win this game because I really thought Cheltenham were going to be up for it. Well, they technically were because they did take the lead and all that, even though Oxford were a much better side, obviously, towards most of the game at the end. But I thought Cheltenham would have done better, personally. And my prediction for this game was 1-0 Cheltenham. I thought they would be up and running after that Exeter win. And also, I thought Cheltenham would produce a surprise result at home over one of their closest neighbours for, well, for football, really. Obviously not as close as Forest Green, but 40 miles across the A40, Cheltenham and Oxford. That's the same distance as us and Exeter, ironically. But yeah, they're not main rivals, though. Cheltenham's main rivals, Forest Green. Oxford's main rivals, Swindon. Swindon, of course, in League 2 this season. And will be staying in League 2 for next season. But yeah, 2-1 Oxford. Oxford's second win of the season. And they'll want to build on that on their next home game that I'm going to see later on. Oxford have Burton at home next, Cheltenham, and next away to Port Vale. Which moves us on to already the halfway stage of this stream, ironically. I've already gone through 5 games, which is mad. The next game is an absolute thrashing. And where does it take place? None other than Hillsborough. After losing 3-0 to us, Forest Green were once again brought back down to earth as they face the trip to Hillsborough. Sheffield Wednesday, on the other hand, were looking to basically build on their 2-0 away win at Bolton. Their 2-0 away win at Bolton. Their 2-0 away win at Bolton, of course. A brilliant win for Wednesday after their defeat at Peterborough. First defeat of the season. And then it gets better for Darren Moore's side because Sheffield Wednesday next absolutely outclassed Forest Green by trouncing them 5-0 in what is sort of, again, another glimpse on Forest Green's dreadful season as Wednesday immediately take the lead thanks to none other than Josh Windass. (1-0) Wednesday, and Forest Green already looking like they have a long day ahead of them. And then Bannon makes it 2-0 in the right-hand corner. Just no problems at all for Sheffield Wednesday in this game. as Darren Moore's side are about to romp to, I believe it's their 4th win of the season. And then that's 3-0. Forest Green's goalkeeper, which was McGee. McGee makes a howler. McGee makes an absolute howler. And Liam Palmer, for me, the most underrated centre-back in the league this season, scores again, making it 3-0 to Sheffield Wednesday. Ripping Forest Green to shreds. And the goals don't stop there. Here's Bannon. And now Lee Gregory with a chance. And Lee Gregory scores 4-0. Absolutely ripping Forest Green to shreds, like I've said already. A masterclass from Darren Moore's side. So after drawing with Pompey, beating MK Dons, first win of the season, then Charlton. Yeah, this is Wednesday's 4th win of the season, and that was nearly 5, but the Post had other ideas. Either way, Wednesday could not stop scoring. They could not stop scoring. And that wraps it up. That wraps it up. A diving header from none other than, of all people... No, it was an own goal. It was an own goal from Dominic Bernard. But either way, apart from... we're going to see a much better result at the New Lawn later on in the season, which was probably the most hilarious result of the season, obviously. But in this one at Hillsborough, Sheffield Wednesday had absolutely no problem dismantling Forest Green. 5-0. One of the biggest games, one of the biggest scorelines of the season. And yeah, look at that. They absolutely trounced Forest Green in everything. But Forest Green were a lot better in possession than what I thought. I can't lie. So yeah, 5-0 Wednesday. And that is Wednesday, I think, shooting up to 3rd in the league with that amazing win. Well, Peterborough lost, so I think they fall down the table a bit. No, that was too easy for Darren Moore's side. Far, far too easy. 5-0. My prediction for this game, I know it was a Wednesday win, not surprisingly. But what was my scoreline? I said 4-0. Oh, so close. Oh, so close. That is a pain in the arse. 5-0 it was, though. And yeah, that will shoot Wednesday right up the table after that. A brilliant win by them. And now moving on to the 7th game I've got here, which takes place at the Mem. Bristol Rovers hosting Shrewsbury. Bristol Rovers hosting Shrewsbury. A 1-1 affair. The points shared at the Mem in this game. So nothing much changing. For Shrewsbury's sake, they'll be happier with that they got a point after that awful performance at home against Ipswich. Bristol Rovers lost to Pompey last time, actually. So these two have come off with defeats to two of the early favourites. So I guess is a point is better than nothing. It could be worse for these two. But yeah, the goal scorers were Loft for Rovers and Bowman for Shrewsbury. And they both came on. So both of them came off from the bench for this one. So it actually looked like a 0-0 game before those two scored. Rovers had the first chance there in the highlights video, which Morosi looked on. Excuse me. God, what was that for a back pass? Now it's Shrewsbury with the possession. Oh, what a save that is from Belshaw. They were close, though. Shrewsbury then had another shot on target, just missing out. Just past the left-hand post. What a save from Belshaw again to deny Salop taking the lead. Here's Aaron Collins. Aaron Collins sets up Loft as Bristol Rovers take the lead against Salop. So Aaron Collins isn't just a brilliant striker, he's a brilliant assister at this rate as well. Luke Leahy's corner. And the other star man helps Bowman equalise. 1-1 as Shrewsbury take a point back to Shropshire away from Bristol. But both of these sides with work to do regardless after 6 games. And no wonder it was a draw. So many with the greens, so many with the orange player ratings. Rovers did better on passes and possession. Shrewsbury did better everywhere else. So no wonder it was a draw. No wonder it was a draw. Right, well, I can't remember how I did my predictions for this. I will get that up in a second. Well, I'll get that up while I type this in. Well, I said a draw anyway, just not 1-1. I said 2-2 for this game. So I'll take it. A draw's a draw, so I will take it. Come on, where are you? Oh, there you are. Okay, lovely. Right, so of course, it ended 1-1 between these two. Bristol Rovers losing to Pompey last time. Shrewsbury losing to Ipswich last time. They face each other and then they draw together at the Mem. And they still got to face each other at Shrewsbury's ground yet. But yeah, the points are shared between two clubs that pretty much both finished mid-table. One finishing a lot lower than the other, though. Which moves us on to the 8th game of Match Week 6. The 8th game. Now, we go back to the title race for the time being. So, with Ipswich drawing at home with Barnsley and Peterborough failing to capitalise on that by losing 2-1 away to Derby, this is Portsmouth's time to shine. Portsmouth and Danny Cowley's team were facing Port Vale away, knowing that if they win this game, they go top of the league. And that's where all the fans thought they were going up. And they did. They did as well, thanks to a goal in the 25th minute from Dane Scarlett. Pompey looked like the better team overall, looking at those stats there. But, yeah. I'm going to watch the highlights for this now, but this result puts Pompey at the top of the tree of League One after 6 games. Little did they know that things were going to change for them with games to come. So, yeah, Port Vale away for Portsmouth. This was back when Dane Scarlett had a promising start to the season. He set up Joe Morrell then as well. But the rest of his season went pretty blank, basically. Either way, as considering Port Vale's one of our bogey grounds, this is a good win for Pompey. Even though, to be fair, Port Vale have just been promoted. And I expected Pompey to win this game anyway. And here is Dane Scarlett. 1-on-1 against Port Vale's keeper, Stevens. Yeah, Jack Stevens, who's now at Oxford. And Dane Scarlett delivers the bottom right corner. That takes Pompey to the top of League One after 6 games. Colby Bishop, Ronan Curtis, Marlon Pack all celebrate around him. And now here's Port Vale with the ball, trying to find an answer to dent Pompey's winning hopes here. Still Port Vale with the ball. And that went nowhere. Pompey held on. And they win the game 1-0. Port Vale did better on possession, though, and accurate passes. So it wasn't all gone Pompey's way. But the expected goals, the total shots, the big chances, that's what won it for them. And considering Ipswich's misfortunes at home considering Peterborough losing to Derby and Ipswich failing to take advantage of that by drawing at home 2-2 with Barnsley, Pompey go top of the table with this win over Port Vale. And interestingly enough, Portsmouth's next game was against Peterborough. So yeah, Pompey's now top after that, and we'll see confirmation of that at the end of this stream. But next, we go to a game that was an absolute, in my honest words, apologies, I pressed the wrong button by accident. What a toss pot. Anyway, I was just gonna say that I did update the score while I was while this screen was being shared. I predicted 2-0 Pompey, and it ended 1-0. So I guess that's something. Anyway, the next game is an absolute goal fest, and this is the game. Yep, that's right. This is the game. This is the game that costed Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank his job at Burton, despite the fact he resigned. I'll tell you what, though. Burton did give them a go, though, at Cambridge. One of the games of the season, again. Cambridge 4, Burton 3. Mad. Absolutely mad. And it is Burton that kick us underway. To be fair to Burton, they did take the lead. So they were showing some glimmer of hope. Oh, well, Smith's been sent off. What for? Smith just got sent off out of nowhere for Burton. Oh, so he scored the goal. He scored the goal. Oh, Burton's number 9 scored. Sorry. Yeah, Ahadme scored. Yeah, to give Burton the lead. And then out of nowhere, Smith got sent off. Burton Smith got sent off. What for, though? I don't understand. That's one of the most bizarre red cards I've ever seen. I don't know what he got sent off for, but either way, Burton's down to 10 men. Cambridge equalised immediately, thanks to Sam Smith himself. Then Burton went 2-1 up. Showing, despite their disastrous start to the season, showing some sort of football from them. And then Cambridge equalise again. That's Adam May, I swear. No, sorry, it was Sam Smith. Again, I apologise. I got the numbers mixed up. And then Burton take the lead again. So Burton took the lead 3 times to completely blow it at the end and Cambridge take the win. There's 3-3. Sam Smith with a hat-trick. I think that's Sam Smith with a hat-trick. Yeah, he did get a hat-trick. And then Cambridge win it. All at the end. I mean, I'm not surprised that Sam Smith got given man of the match for that because that is just a fantastic performance. Unbelievably superb. Fun enough, despite Burton's 3 goals, Cambridge were better in every single department. So that just shows that if Burton did get a point or a win here, they would have been really lucky. But it would have done them good because it would have been their first win of the season. But they blew this game. And yeah, Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank announced his resignation after this match. And that is managerial casualty number 1 of the 22-23 League One season. I predicted 2-0 to Cambridge, which I'm not surprised I did predict that because Burton have been dreadful this start of the season and Cambridge actually had some impressive games. So yeah, no wonder I predicted Cambridge to win this game. That's Bolton. Cambridge 4, Burton 3. What a mad game of football. I'm pretty sure that is Cambridge's third win of the season. Yeah, all at home as well, similar to us and Derby, because they beat MK Dons at home, lost away to Oxford, then beat Exeter at home, then lost to Pompey away, then drew with Charlton away, and then, won against Burton in this match. Okay, then. 3 games to go for this stream. 3 games to go. We just go northeast now of Cambridge to head to Sinsel Bank. 2 of the draw merchants of League One, but also, especially in YouTube terms, this game, because they collab a lot. Jake from the Stacey West against Ben Nappers, Cods Vlogs. Legends, the pair of them. Both in my heart. They're great YouTubers, the pair of them. Lincoln hosting Fleetwood. 2 of the biggest drawers in League One. It was Teddy Bishop that got 2 for Lincoln. Garner delivering for Fleetwood. No, Paddy Lane delivering for Fleetwood. And then Garner at stoppage time. Paddy Lane moved to Portsmouth in January. It was Gerard Garner from the bench. But this game ended 2-2, which, in all honesty, I'm not surprised with, considering they both draw so much in League One. My prediction for this game was 1-1, not surprisingly. My prediction was 1-1, not surprisingly. As, these 2, unsurprisingly, got themselves a draw. And there is Teddy Bishop's goal that gives the Imps the lead. And then he doubles it. So actually, Lincoln blew this game because Lincoln were 2-0 up against Fleetwood. But then the comeback from Scott Brown's side had started. They were close there. It's another Fleetwood corner now. Close. That Fleetwood goal is coming any minute. And now here's Lincoln on the attack. Is that Teddy Bishop again? I think it's one of him or Ben House. And this is where Fleetwood's first goal is. That's a great finish. That is a great finish there from whatchamacallit? Paddy Lane, of course, who was at Fleetwood, obviously, before he signed for Pompey in January. And then, Gerard Garner coming on from the bench to rescue a point for the Cods, the Cod Army. Because Lincoln looked all but winners for this game. And then deep at stoppage time, Fleetwood rescue themselves a point. a vital point for Fleetwood. Lincoln will be furious with that result. I know they're used to drawing and all that, but they will be furious because to be 2-0 or 2-1 up for most of the game, for that to then happen at stoppage time, 93rd minute, is mind-blowing. And there you are. That sums that up. To be fair, Fleetwood deserved a point anyway. Look at that. Better possession, better expected goals, better total shots. They're both together on big chances and they're better on accurate passes. So yeah, Fleetwood deserved a point anyway. So fair play to them. So yeah, 2-2. It ended at this game. I predicted a 1-1 draw, so that's not a surprise. Yeah, well. Yeah, 2-2 between these two. Two games to go. 2 games to go. And we now head to near where Fleetwood is on the map by heading to the Mazuma Stadium as Morecambe hosted MK Dons in what was a fantastic MK Dons win. Will Grigg getting 2 goals. I think if I rightly remember, this is MK's biggest win of the season. So, yeah, I'm not surprised with that, to be honest. But Morecambe did start the season dreadfully. Their form would pick up later on, though, to have any hope of staying up. Personally, I think it's this dreadful start on why Morecambe went down and Cambridge's great start on why Cambridge stayed up. But yeah, MK Dons absolutely trounced Morecambe in this game. My prediction was... Well, I got this completely wrong. I said a 1-1 draw. And I think that's because both of these clubs drew their games beforehand as Will Grigg takes the lead there for MK. I had, because MK drew with Accrington Stanley last time at home. Morecambe drew at Oxford last time. So this is a great response from MK after they couldn't beat Aki at home. And Will Grigg had a terrific match here, filling in for Scott Twine, who was obviously at Burnley now. MK doubling their lead. Morecambe looking to get one back. They just missed out. And yeah, Jamie Cumming, MK's keeper, did nothing about it. And well, would have been relieved that Morecambe didn't score that. Here's Morecambe on the attack once more. And that's 3-0. 3-0 MK Dons. Connor Grant making it 3-0. I don't think that's the same Connor Grant as the one at Argyle. I should know this, but Yeah, it's a completely different Conor Grant. I was going to say, because Conor Grant for Argyle's been injured for most of the season, and then second half of the season he came back. But no, 3-0 MK. MK looking to secure what is, I believe, their second win of the season. Because they've had a difficult start. They lost to Cambridge. They lost to Sheffield Wednesday. They lost to Ipswich. They beat Port Vale, first win of the season, and then they drew with Aki. So, yeah, this is their second win of the season. Morecambe still looking for their first win of the season. And that is why Morecambe are basically at the foot of the table. But, yeah, this was a huge MK Dons win. Morecambe did edge them on total shots, though. But either way, a thoroughly disappointing result for Morecambe and Derek Adams, our former gaffer. I think after 6 rounds as well, that finally lifts MK Dons out of the bottom 4 for the time being. So, yeah, it ended Morecambe 0, MK Dons 4. Which leaves us with our final game of this stream. The final game of this stream. The final game of round 6. Which was an absolute bore fest. An absolute bore fest. As Accrington Stanley took on Exeter. A goalless 0-0 draw. So both sides having a pretty boring scoreline. Exeter coming off from losing 1-0 to Cheltenham at home, while Accrington Stanley got a point at MK Dons. But I think Exeter would have at least taken a point at Aki. And as for Aki, I think they would have taken a point considering they probably saw this as a tough game and drawing with MK Dons. I think they would have wanted to build on that MK Dons draw though and get more in this game. But it did end 0-0 between these two. Not one club scoring. Between a club Bolton Wanderers fans can't stand and the club that us Plymouth Argyle fans hate the most, as they are obviously our arch rivals, Exeter. Just nothing, absolutely nothing between these two. Either they miss the goal completely or the keepers make some cracking saves. Aki fire a shot just wide then. But Exeter are still going here. Here is Giovanni Brown. Yeah, nothing. Absolutely nothing. But Aki's got a free kick here, which I think that's McConville taking it. And then just fired over the goal line, over the goal crossbar by none other than Aki's number 9 himself, who came on, Matt Lowe. a bang average performance from both of them, but FOTMob gave Sam Stubbs of Exeter the man of the match, who's now at Bradford. But yeah, look at that. Pretty much bang average in possession. But Aki got better chances, shots, and expected goals than Exeter did. Exeter did better on the passes and the big, well, just the passes really. But without further ado, either way, both of these two, their shooting was absolutely shocking. Their shooting was absolutely shocking. Liam's in the chat. If you're listening to this now, Liam, I don't see any points in joining the stream because, well, I'm literally about to finish it. But we are on later on for round 7, of course. But yeah, both of these two shooting was absolutely shocking at the end. So I guess we're just going to end it there and update it in my table. Now, what was my prediction for this game? But yeah, it ended 0-0. I think I predicted a draw anyway. Oh my God, I did as well. I predicted 1-1 for this game. It's just, I just couldn't see Exeter winning at Accrington Stanley. And they didn't. I predicted a draw, and a draw is exactly what happened. So that's that. A bore fest, 0-0 between these two. And there you have it. That is round 6 of the roundup. So of the review of the season. So let's have a look at the table now. Pompey are now top. That is awful to see. I do not like to see that because Ipswich completely failed to take advantage of Peterborough's defeat to Derby by drawing 2-2 with Barnsley at home. Barnsley are in 16th after that. I'm not going to bother playing the meme. I've just said the number anyway, but who cares? Wednesday now up to 3rd with that thrashing of Forest Green, who now drop. I can't lie. I find that hilarious. Forest Green go from literally dropping from 10th to 20th in 1 week, just because in one game week, just because they lost 5-0. We stay 5th. Despite Peterborough's defeat. They're only ahead of us on goal difference, but we're both on 4 wins and 2 defeats. We haven't had a single draw yet this season, and we're on 6 games already. Derby just behind us in 7th. That is our next game, Derby away, which is tonight. I cannot wait for that, for obvious reasons why. Cambridge continuing their good start to the season. They've moved up to 6th with that win over Burton. And Charlton's draw with Wycombe drops them down to 8th. Exeter dropped down to 9th, and Bolton's defeat dropped them down to 10th. And there's the bottom half of the table. Shrewsbury now move into the bottom 4. Wow, I was not expecting that. Even after drawing with Bristol Rovers and not losing, but no. Shrewsbury are in the bottom 4 with Cheltenham, Morecambe and Burton. Morecambe and Burton still looking to win a game. Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank resigns from his job as Burton manager after that defeat to Cambridge. Forest Green miraculously dropped from 10th to 20th in 1 game week, which is mad and mental and embarrassing. I know it's early days, of course, because it's game week 6. Port Vale, then Lincoln. Lincoln and Fleetwood, not surprisingly, already having the most draws, although Accrington Stanley's got 4 draws as well. But yeah, Pompey now lead the way. Portsmouth lead the way after 6 games. Their next game, fun enough, is at home against Peterborough. So that's a big test for both of them. But yeah, we'll move on to that tonight for round 7. And we got a special guest coming on as well, I hope this time, because that didn't quite work out for this one. But oh well, it is what it is. Anyway, thank you to everyone for listening to this stream regardless. Up the Janners, up the Argyle, up the Greens, up the Pilgrims, up the Plymouth. And yeah, come on you boys in green. And yeah, we'll see you in the next episode. Take care, guys. Goodbye. Bye.
When they pull on the green, they're all Janner.